Brothers and sisters in Islam, I greet you in our traditional greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. To our non-Muslim friends, relatives, associates in the struggle for human rights, I greet you. Peace be unto you. I thank you for being here. To those of you who unexpectedly became a part of this mobilization because you just happened to be passing by in Times Square in New York City at a time when a gathering of committed souls came together for the purpose of remembering our brothers and sisters who represent one of the foremost genocides in the world today, the genocide taking place in occupied Palestine. We welcome your ears, your heart, and your mind as well. We believe as Muslims that nothing happens except by the permission of Allah, by the permission of God. We believe that not even a leaf falls from a tree without God's knowledge and permission. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Consequently, those of you who just happen to be passing by at this particular hour in the day, on this particular corner of New York, you are passing by this particular area for a reason. Those of you members of the NYPD, New York's finest, who happen to be assigned to this particular area on this particular day at this particular time, you are here for a reason. And the reason is for you to be conscientized, for your mind, your heart to be open and touched, and hopefully for you to walk away not only more aware, but hopefully more committed to righting one of the foremost wrongs in the international community today. I would like to begin with the words of one of the principal founding fathers of the United States, the man who occupied the office of the presidency first, the man that some of the founding fathers wanted to make into the King of America, but he turned it away. George Washington, a general who led the Revolutionary Army. When he was leaving the presidency of the United States, in his farewell address to the Union, he said to his compatriots, and I quote, "A passionate attachment of one nation for another produces a variety of evils. It gives to ambitious, corrupted, or deluded citizens who devote themselves to the favorite nation the facility to betray or sacrifice the interests of their own country without odium, sometimes even with popularity," end quote. He was warning in his farewell address to the Union, warning his compatriots never to enter into the type of relationship that we have today with the state of Israel. He said any nation affecting a relationship, a favorite nation status relationship with any nation produces a variety of evils. The state of Israel has received more condemnatory resolutions than any other state in the international community. The problem, however, is that not one of these resolutions has been enforced. resolution after resolution after resolution, going all the way back to 1948. And not one of these resolutions has been enforced. And this is the reason why we have genocide taking place today in occupied Palestine. This is the reason why we have ethnic cleansing taking place today in occupied Palestine. This is why we not only have international laws being violated, but even American laws being violated in occupied Palestine, while American dollars are being used to subsidize this apartheid state. The reason why this evil continues is because far too many people in this potentially great, but deeply disturbed nation called America are ignorant to the reality on the ground. Too many Americans are ignorant to what is taking place in their name with their tax dollars. And those of us who are aware, I should say, too many of us are apathetic or indifferent, or like too many of the politicians on Capitol Hill, compromise. President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, may Allah preserve him. He stated a couple of years back the pretext for the creation of the regime occupying al-Quds, al-Sharif, are so weak that its proponents want to silence any voice trying to merely speak out about them, as they are concerned that shedding light on the facts would undermine the raison d'etre of the regime, as it already has, end quote. This is what we are doing with this mobilization in Times Square today. We are shedding light on that ugly monstrosity in the Middle East. The British commentator George Galloway, the former 23-year member of the British Parliament, said, every single one of the Zionist leaders who extracted the promise from Arthur James Balfour were European atheistic Zionists. Not one of them claimed a biblical title. Not one of them believed in God. What they were doing is exactly what white people who were not Jewish were doing all over the world at the same time. They were founding a colonial settlement, end quote. Dr. Alfred Lilienthal, a very knowledgeable and courageous, outspoken Jewish thinker, he said, and I quote, Zionism is not Judaism, and Judaism is not Zionism. And to be anti-Zionist is in no way to be anti-Semitic. Zionism is a political movement devoted to the founding and advancement of the State of Israel, politically, diplomatically, financially, and otherwise. On the other hand, Judaism is a religious faith, a relationship between man and God, requiring no political loyalty to any country. Too often, religion and nationalism have become mixed up, end quote.